When I made it out of the guild alive, I thought I was home free. But there was something wrong. I couldn't put my finger on it, but I knew I was in danger. I'm not a suspicious man, but I am a cautious man. I decided then and there to start running, and not look back until my office door was safely locked behind me. But something else had plans for me not to make it that far.
What's happening? Well, that's the beginning of the game. We got stabbed. That was the beginning of the game.
I don't know when I first began to suspect that I wasn't dead. I guess it must have been when I realized I was thinking about whether or not I was dead. The anthropomorphic entity with the scythe hadn't turned up, so I figured I was either alive or undead. And it didn't take me long to work out which.
What? We're a werewolf!
I wandered through the streets in a daze, not really knowing what was going on. At first, I couldn't make out any colors. Then gradually the city came alive with vast clouds of pigmentation. Against it all, there was an ever-present mist of bright green, cloying and unpleasant. There was a dissonance about it that I couldn't place, until I realized I was smelling the rank odor of the river Ankh. I was smelling the world in a way I wouldn't have thought possible. Every smell fascinated me. The resonant scents combined into a symphony. Every street was an opera, every lamppost an invitation. I don't know how long I wandered the streets. It's hard to tell which way is up when your world has been turned upside down. I ended up back where I started because I didn't know what else to do. Plus, my coat was in the coffin, and Ankh-Morpork is a bad neighborhood to be caught naked in.
Insert CD too. Okay. It's installed. It's full. It's a full install. I don't need CD2. Just to let you know. All right.
Woof, woof. I haven't got anything to eat, if that's what you want. Woof, woof, woof. I haven't got any idea what's going on either.
Woof, bloody woof.
Hey,
That's pretty sharp. Most people don't catch on to that.
what did you say?
Woof, woof.
You can talk, can't you? I mean, really talk.
Nothing gets past you, does it?
How did you do that?
Well, I can sort of talk.
Nonsense. If there was a talking dog in Ankh-Morpork, I'd have heard about it.
Well, the thing is, most people don't seem to notice it.
Yeah, right. Like you wouldn't notice a talking dog.
Seems like people only see what they expect to see.
How philosophical of you.
I just
We're in a
call them
graveyard.
as I see them.
There's a
So
wolf
how come I can tell you
slash
can
dog.
talk?
I don't claim to understand it. I just do it.
Do you know what's happened to me?
I'm guessing you didn't know you were a werewolf till you woke up this morning.
I'm a werewolf. That explains what's happening to me. I thought somebody slipped something into my embalming fluid.
First order of business is to train you up then.
Hold it right there. I don't need your help.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do. Look at yourself. What's your name?
Lewton. I'm a private investigator. Well, I was. Then I was dead. Then I was, well, a werewolf, I suppose.
You can
I guess
say
I spoke too soon. Maybe I do need your help. What's your name?
Gaspode the Wonder Dog.
The Wonder Dog?
Hey, don't knock the name. I was named after the famous Gaspode.
Never heard of him.
Most people haven't. He belonged to an old man in Ankh many years ago. When the old man died and was buried, Gaspode lay down on his grave and howled for a couple of weeks, growling at anyone who came near. Then he died.
And they called him the Wonder Dog because he was such a paragon of doggy faithfulness and loyalty.
Until they discovered that his tail had been trapped under the stone, yeah.
How do you think I became a werewolf?
Well, presumably you got bit by a werewolf.
Bitten?
Right. Lesson 1. Don't correct me grammar. All right?
Sorry.
Okay. Well, once I've trained you, I suggest that the first thing you do is try and work out how you got infected.
Infected?
With lycanthropy. It's the blood disease that werewolves have. Now, since you don't have any cubhood memories of romping with your pack, I reckon it's a safe bet that you got infected somehow.
So someone I know is a werewolf.
Give the wolf a cigar.
So can I change between being a wolf and a man at will?
Sort of. There's a certain way the change works.
The change?
There's two things you've got to learn about being a werewolf. The nose and the change.
The nose?
Yeah, the nose. Werewolves have a unique perception of the world, a different point of smell.
I've noticed that. I can see scents as colors, and they have a certain feel about them, too.
Those colours are unique. Each smell has its own signature colour. So you can tell whether or not someone has been somewhere by whether or not you can see their scent there.
Even as a man?
No, only when you're a wolf.
And how do I switch between forms?
That's what the change is all about. It's a skill you've got to learn how to do. Now, you've already used it to turn into a wolf. Soon, you'll be able to change whenever you wanna.
How did I change this time if I didn't know how?
That's the other thing about the change. You have to change at the full moon. I guess that's what brought this on in the first place. Other times, it's voluntary.
So can I change now?
Give it a try.
At first I didn't know what to do, but Gaspode talked me through it.
I guess I hit this, huh?
Then, when I could see the world in all its psychedelic glory, Gaspode started teaching me about the nose.
You look around, tell me what you see as a wolf.
There's a lot of colors.
Phew. I can see how you became a private investigator. You get a lot more information about scents with your werewolf senses. You can see them as colours.
I can see a mist of bright green surrounding everything. And there's something that looks like a long stream of purplish red cloud with some tiny fluorescent greenish yellow purple specks in it. Also, there's a ground fog of some kind of unpleasant blue.
Well, the bright green is the stench of the River Ankh. No mistake in that. That long stream of cloud sounds like the scent of someone having gone through the cemetery recently. Does it smell like a privy carpet?
No, it smells like Carlotta, but with less treble.
Well, it wasn't me then. I guess I'm the ground fog of unpleasant blue.
Who was it?
I don't know who it was,
Oh my
But it
god,
was
it's suddenly not
someone.
dark.
I can't see my own scent.
Well, that's normal. You're so used to being around it that it's invisible to you. And that's handy for me, what with my stench and all.
So I can follow the purplish scent to find this person.
If you want, and assuming you don't lose the trail, other smells eventually drown scents out, especially out on the streets.
What about the coruscating dots?
What's it like?
It's like flashing green, yellow, purple.
Is it like mature mould with an earthy echo?
No.
It's not you then. Dunno what it is. See where else you find it and you might be able to work out what it is.
According to Gaspode, I could learn a lot from comparing
Oh,
different
man.
scents. I figured that could come in handy in my line of
That's
work.
a lot of stuff.
Assuming I could change back to being human, that is. I gave it my best shot.
Nicely done.
I learned from a master.
It's dark again.
Right, that's about it. Apart from the full moon, you can be whatever you want to be. But as of the full moon, you're sniffing lampposts with the rest of us.
Act 3! Alright. Wait, how do we become a werewolf now? Oh, I gotta start the timer.
There's a letter at my graveside.
Who's it from?
Ilsa,
Who's Ilsa?
an old flame of mine from the good old days.
How old?
Old enough to be good.
What does it say?
It appears to be a love letter.
Dear Lewton, I'm writing this letter even though I know I will never have the courage to give it to you. I have to leave Ankh-Morpork. I can't tell you why. I wish I could. These last few days have meant the world to me, but I haven't the strength to tell you to your face that I can never be yours. I am married to an Agatean man named Two Conquers, and I thought I would never see him again. He was dead to me, and my life was empty. Please believe me, I never meant to hurt you. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me. I will always look back on the Hotel Pseudopolis fondly.
You all right?
Sure. This is just one of those big emotional scenes like in the Clickies.
I suppose a bone is out of the question. Maybe a dog biscuit? Wag, wag?
Okay. Oh look, we have scents now. That's another inventory. We have another inventory of scents. The book mentions something about it. How do we become a dog now? Ah, okay.
The scent of a woman around my grave. The smell of Gaspode the Wonder Dog. Not unlike that of a privy carpet. Something had passed through the cemetery and left a very strange trail. Something had passed through the cemetery and left a very strange trail. Something had passed. A strange scent I first found in the cemetery.
So wait, is this just for scent-based things? I'm confused. I'm confused.
I decided against crawling back into my grave. My own grave. How depressing. I'm back.
Good boy.
Do you see scents as colors?
Nah, I'm just a dog.
How did you know what I was talking about?
I just had to think about what the things I could smell would look like as a colour. Wasn't too hard.
Can you go through those colors again?
Oh, all right. There was the general bright green mist of the River Ankh, right?
Right. And the hideously unbearable blue fog is you.
Hey, it was only unpleasant a short while ago.
You're telling me.
Then you've got a trail of purplish red with flashing dots, which is where somebody passed through the cemetery.
But we don't know who.
Right. And if you don't follow it before the smell of the Ankh drowns it out, you'll just have to wait until you find it again somewhere else and compare it.
Something had passed through the... Whoever this scent...
Can I turn into a werewolf here?
I didn't want to transform in such an exposed area.
Wait, where's the graveyard at? Oh, it's right there. Okay. How do I follow it?
Either I was going over to the temple or I wasn't. The cemetery was at the back of the temple of small gods.
Interesting. Okay, I'm confused.
Something had passed through the cemetery.
I'm confused. Are you confused? Because I'm confused.
There was a blue mist around the statue Roden had been working on. The place where malachite had been perched smelled of a deep, earthy brown.
All right. Check my office. See what my office smells like. Hopefully it doesn't smell like butts. Although we are a dog.
When I returned to my office for the first time since my murder, a man was already there. I knew he was a man because Corporal Nobbs was the only person in Ankh-Morpork who has to carry a letter to confirm his species. He's the kind of man you get itchy from just talking to.
There must be something here.
Hello, Nobby.
Lewton, you're...
Alive?
I was just... I was just cleaning out your desk.
Yes, of everything of value.
Didn't they bury you?
Rumors of my death have been slightly exaggerated.
Meaning?
Meaning I'm not dead, I just got buried.
Yeah, don't tell me the details.
Suit yourself. Nice crowbar you're using to jimmy open my drawers.
Yeah. I sort of borrowed it from the evidence room.
That's okay. I sort of borrowed it from a cart.
Oh, I searched Reagan's body. There were 2 tiny bite marks on it.
Really? I guess it was more suspicious than you thought.
Well, I ought to go. Looks like you don't need your things collecting.
How goes the case?
The counterweight killings? Oh, still not much progress. They wouldn't let me investigate it if they thought there would be.
How many murders do you guys think there are?
3. One of the patrician's clerks, the reader of esoteric occultism up at Unseen University, and one of the city's richest merchants.
There'd be 3 more if you counted Mundy, Reagan, and Malachite.
I suppose so.
Still not convinced?
Well, Vimes isn't convinced.
Even though I've been cleared?
I have to get back to the yard.
Ugh, my arm!
Nobby didn't seem very comfortable around me. I didn't know if it was because of my return from the grave or because I'd caught him trying to steal everything of value that wasn't tied down. Although with Nobby, even if you tied it down, he'd steal the string. The only thing I was sure of was that my next step was to look into the counterweight killings. I had a feeling I wasn't going to like what I found. There was a faint haze of purple in the room. I didn't know who it belonged to, but there was something about it. The cloud of teal-colored scent was the smell of tobacco and petty theft. Definitely Nobby's. The maroon scent wasn't recent. It suggested the tangy red of iron. Around the door was a strong, dark cyan odor with an earthy overtone.
This is interesting. This smell-based thing. This is interesting. Look at all these smells we got. Well, actually, we've only got 4. Do we have to do something to like collect them, or do they just not matter? Oh, we got crowbar.
The maroon scent, it suggested...
Okay, this is gonna be confusing.
Around the door was... Around the...
Okay, we've got less places to go. So now we can smell things, which I think is interesting because that gives us like more opportunity to track people down. So we have more tracking abilities.
Here on the Maudlin Bridge, the reek of the Ankh was at its most sickening. The smell of the Ankh almost drowned out the remains of the magenta scent.
Oh, more magenta. There's more magenta. Okay, that's interesting. The magenta is the thing that we're trying to track down. Okay. Let's look up here now.
There was definitely a magenta hint amongst the scents on the roof. Some parts of the roof had a navy blue scent to them.
Let's put that in my scent library.
A strange scent I first found in the cemetery. The magenta traces were too weak to be accurately memorized.
Oh, it is you, sir.
I'm just as thrilled.
Who would sir like to see this time?
I'd like to see Carlotta. Is she home?
I will go and check.
I confess, I would...
Whoops.
Someone would...
Who would say?
Can I see the...
I am not in a position to know how good your vision is, but you may see the Count, which I believe is what Sir actually meant in Sir's untutored way.
That butler's a jackass.
The Count's health was getting worse.
Ah, my
He
timer's
wasn't
not
making much
starting.
sense.
Is that you? I knew you'd come for me sooner or later. Is it time? Is it time already?
Chad is Jank.
Been such a long time, hasn't it? We've had fun together, haven't we? Soon enough.
Count?
Soon enough, my dear. Soon enough.
Count? It's Lewton.
He cannot hear you.
Why not?
It's almost his time.
I've seen some scary things in my time. I've seen men driven mad by money or women. I've seen wars where neither side has known what they were fighting over. I've seen Nobby getting out of the shower, and believe me, that was no picnic. I didn't really discover what terror was until I found myself talking to a 7-foot-high skeleton with a scythe. Your death!
Am I? You know, I wondered why I was carrying the scythe around.
Am I?
Are you what? A selfish, bitter man who has yet to squander his one last chance at redemption?
Am I dead?
No. It's not your time.
I thought you might have missed me the other day when I was stabbed and you've only just got around to me.
I'm famously punctual.
So why are you here?
I've come out for the count, so to speak.
Oh, well, that's a shame. I was hoping to ask him a few questions.
You seem remarkably calm for one who's just seen the defeater of empires, the swallower of oceans, the thief of years, the ultimate reality, the harvester of mankind, and the assassin against whom no lock will hold. That's me, in case you have trouble with long sentences.
It's been that kind of week. How long has he got?
That depends on you.
On me? I thought our time was allocated by the fates.
It is true that fate is the ultimate master of life and death. But even fate takes a back seat to the laws of narrative causality.
I don't understand.
Really? Who said you were supposed to?
You might give me a clue.
Let's just say that the actions of one person may change the way the whole story is told.
I don't understand.
Don't worry. It'll all become clear to you at the end.
Alright.
Have you heard about the recent murder of a rich merchant?
Of course.
You were there?
Well, yes. I have to be. But this is very irregular.
Of course. You know about all these murders, don't you? I mean, you're basically an accessory after the fact. Or possibly before the fact.
Young man, I am the fact.
Well, tell me everything you know.
Are you sure? It would take millions of years.
I meant about this case. We could stop anyone else from being killed.
No. Absolutely not. You can't expect me to be a witness in a murder inquiry. I'm going to take the fifth.
The fifth what?
No one ever says what fifth. They just take it. And I'll have the 6th, 7th, and 15th through 23rd, just to be on the safe side.
So you won't tell me anything?
Oh, lots of things. I like to talk to a man who likes to talk.
But you won't tell me anything about the murders?
I will not. Supposing that caught on. You think I want to spend every day in a witness box?
Even though Death said he wouldn't tell me anything, I had a suspicion that I might be able to learn something if I could just strip him up. I'd have to be careful, though. The last thing I wanted was to get Death upset with me. He's not a guy you want as your enemy. Do you know anything about the counterweight killings?
I already told you that I cannot discuss the details of my work with you.
Beach. There was a werewolf. There was a werewolf. Apparently the werewolf is doing the killing.
I think the murderer I'm looking for is some kind of beast.
No doubt you will find out soon enough.
Do you know a troll by the name of Jasper Horst?
I haven't met them. Yet.
Alright. How do you trip death up?
Can't you just tell me who killed Mundy?
I won't squeal, Copper. No one will ever say that death is a pigeon on a stool, you doity. You doity rodent of some sort. I say, this is fun, isn't it?
What do you know about a dwarf named Al-Kali?
I haven't met them. Yet.
Do you know a woman named Ilsa or a man named Two Conkers?
I haven't met them. Yet.
What do you know about a woman named Carlotta?
I haven't met them. Yet.
Okay.
Do you know anything about golden swords?
I've seen a couple in my time.
Such as?
Oh, I don't know. If you've seen one golden sword, you've seen them all.
How come you're here?
I came on my horse.
What is it? A skeletal horse whose hooves spark with flames with each step?
No. Just my horse. I call him Binky.
And he's not a skeleton?
He happens to be very well fed and looked after, thank you very much.
I still don't understand why you're here. I mean, you're death. Shouldn't you be everywhere?
I am everywhere.
But you're here.
Yes. As well. Don't try to work it out. Even I don't fully understand it. It involves really complicated numbers.
You turn up like this for everyone?
Generally, I'm only expected to make an actual appearance on special occasions.
And this is a special occasion?
Not yet. I've arrived ahead of time. But there's going to be a lot of business in Ankh-Morpork soon, so it doesn't hurt for me to get here a little early.
You wouldn't care to tell me more about this, I suppose?
The immediate future is not a matter on which I propose to enlighten you, no.
How come I can see you? Is it something to do with me being a werewolf?
In a sense. It has much more to do with certain other matters.
Like?
Such as?
Ordinarily, I am only perceived by those who are about to die.
So you are invisible? That must be useful.
I'm not invisible, as such. People just can't see me. They won't allow themselves to do it. Until it's time, of course. Wizards can see me, and cats. Odd, really, but there you go.
But I can see you.
Indeed. People in a state of heightened awareness sometimes stop seeing what they expect to see and start seeing what is really there.
Like with Gaspode.
Frankly, I think your seeing me has more to do with your quest for the golden sword.
You know about that?
I've been around. I hear things.
Why should the sword be a factor?
Well, it's more to do with narrative causality, as I said.
It's not really a quest. I mean, I'm just investigating a few murders.
Believe me, I know. I was there.
You mentioned narrative causality before.
Did I? I must be becoming careless.
Why? Aren't you allowed to discuss it?
It's not exactly against the rules. But it might ruin it if I told you.
Ruin what?
The story.
Neither the Count nor Death seemed likely people to discuss that particular matter with.
Alright, well, I guess we'll leave. I'm gonna go in here, and I'm gonna see if that other place I can turn into a werewolf or something. Why can't I go this way? Oh, there we go.
If I strained, I thought I could just about see a bay leaf on the pizza. I have some more questions.
Ask them, if you must.
Did your church... What's
We've already gone through this. I don't see how this guy's gonna be any help, so... Whoops.
I asked Mooncalf where he was when the murder took place, and he told me he was holding a sermon. I asked Mooncalf where he... He always seemed to be holding a sermon.
That's what I was thinking.
Have you heard of the Count...
I have not.
Heard about any ritualistic killings in Ankh-Morpork?
Again, I have not.
I was suspicious. Most religious fanatics would have turned the counterweight killings into fuel for their zealous fire. Mooncalf's silence spoke more than words. Not literally. It wouldn't be much of a silence if it spoke. I imagine silences get kicked out of school for that sort of thing. The point was, I was suspicious of Mooncalf. There was something he wasn't telling me. What can you tell?
Ha 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 ha! You should talk to Malaclips, the mad priest over on the other side of the temple. I'm sure he'd be delighted to talk to you about golden swords.
I've talked to this guy already. I don't think I need to talk to him anymore. Alright, I have another idea of where to go. So let's just find people who were involved in things and go to their places. So we're gonna go over here. It's taking a while for my bot to process things, Bravestar. Twitch is janking the heck out, and I don't understand why. My bot keeps going. It keeps telling me that I'm offline. Sounds are taking forever to like trigger.
It all looked like junk to me.
It sucks. I don't know what's going on with Twitch.
The cyan stench was coming from a bottle of perfume. Dark cyan was the most prevalent smell in the dressing room. There was a booming bass quality to the scent. There was a hint of an apple-colored scent in the air. There was a hint...
Eventually it'll probably work. Can I not get that one? I guess I can't get that one. Do I already have it? Oh, I already have it. It's right there.
The dark cyan scent was strong.
So basically, these are all of our smells. Yeah, I know it just keeps going because the bot keeps because Twitch keeps telling me I'm offline, and I don't understand. I don't understand what to do.
It all looked like junk.
Oh. His murder took place here.
They were keeping their distance.
That's right. Wasn't it? YouTube, in my opinion, is only good for live streaming if you have a really good YouTube following. And even then, it just doesn't have the same, like...
I want chicken, I want
The following
liver,
program
yum,
contains
yum,
scenes and language of a frank and explicit nature. Viewing is divine.
Well, there's all the sounds. There's all of the chat commands coming in.
There was a hint of an apple-colored scent in the air.
So that was probably Monday, I'm guessing, maybe?
The teal scent strongly resembled tobacco and guilt.
We've already gotten that smell, too.
There was a bold scent of navy blue in the air.
Have I gotten that one? Yeah.
There was definitely the remains of a magenta scent in Mundy's room. The scent was too dispersed for me to remember it well. Around where Mundy's body had lain was a dark blue scent.
That's one I didn't have. Apparently that's Monday. Okay, so we're starting to distinguish people apart. So that's interesting because I feel like now we're just trying to put people to scents. So, like, we're trying to get hints on who...
Wanted, bedmaker and laundryman for Unseen University. $2 for each day survived. Contact Mrs. Foames at the new hall.
That was garbage. New hall.
I headed over to Pseudopolis Yard. I decided to come.
Oh, what's this?
Unseen University was positioned along a large stretch in the river Ankh, and its campus was convoluted enough that it was hard to tell where the university ended and the city began. It would be wrong to say that the people of the city respected the wizards of the university, and it would be wrong to say that they hated them. In fact, all you could really say was that both the citizens and the wizards were glad of the wall that stopped them from having to socialize on a daily basis. Mrs. Foames?
Yes, I am she. What do you want?
May I come in?
No, you may not.
I've come about the job.
Is that a fact? Very well, you may enter, but wipe your feet. I won't have the help messing up the carpets.
Where am I?
Now, you've come for the job, Mr...
Lewton. And yes, I am interested in the job.
Well, as the head chambermaid, the decisions about hiring staff falls on my shoulders. Do you have any experience?
No, but I'm a fast learner.
Well, the pay is $2 a day. There are no perks. If you want it, it's yours.
Can you tell me about Unseen University?
It's not the business of help to discuss their employers.
I'll take the job. When do I start?
You can start now by making the beds. The dorm is through that door. I advise you to leave before the students get back.
Why?
Boys will be boys, Mr. Lewton. And apprentice wizards are the worst kind of boys imaginable.
Is it dangerous working here? Only I heard that one of the wizards was murdered.
Don't let that bother you, Mr. Lewton. The affairs of the staff are not our concern.
You don't think I'm in any danger?
Goodness, no. The odd death is just the natural course of campus politics, I'm afraid. It's a shocking turn of affairs, but we mustn't question it. Dead men's pointy boots, and all that.
Dead men's pointy boots?
Yes. No questions asked as to the manner of their emptying, if you know what I mean.
I see.
All right, let's do it.
I guess I'd better get to work.
Very good.